Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Hassan Aywal and I'm 13-year-old and I'm the student at Trans School and Academy Foundation Lab. Batch 9. So today one more time talk with Miles on the topic food, the backbone of early civilization. I do some question with you with Miles on this topic. So hello Miles, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Ready to get into this wood thing? I'm curious to see what's on your list.
Okay Miles, I have some question for you on the topic food, the backbone of early civilization.
Straight to the point. I love it. Basically, the backbone is whatever resource a society relies on to actually survive and grow. In this case, it's wood. Think about it before we had steel or concrete. Wood was everything. It was the fuel for fire, the frames for houses, and the hulls for ships that let people explore the world. It's the stuff that literally held early cities together. Does that make sense, or you want to dive into a specific part of that?
Okay, so I think so. We start our questions. So my first question with you is that why was wood one of the most important resources in early civilization?
Now we're moving into the big leagues. When you hit the Industrial Revolution, wood was still huge, but coal became the real MVP. It was way more powerful for smelting iron and running those massive steam engines that changed everything. It's kind of wild how we went from relying on forests to digging deep into the earth to power the world. What's next on your list?
Okay, how did early human use wood in daily life?
Back to the basics, I dig it. Early humans basically used wood for everything that kept them alive. First off, fire, you can't have heat or cooked food without a good pile of wood. Then there's shelter. They used branches and logs to build huts and windbreaks so they didn't freeze. And for the hustle, tools, wooden spears for hunting, digging sticks for gathering roots, and eventually the wheels that changed how we move stuff. It was basically the Swiss Army knife of the prehistoric world. You got another one, or you want to talk more about the tools?
Okay, why was wood preferred over many other material in ancient time?
Honestly, it was just way more convenient. Compared to something like stone, wood is easy to cut, shape, and move around. You don't need a massive forge or heavy machinery to work with it, just a sharp edge and some effort. Plus, it's everywhere. You need a new beam for your house. You don't have to go on a quest to find a specific quarry. You just look at the forest next door.
Okay,
It's
what
lightweight but strong enough.
what tool
You're
and
following along.
weapon are made from the wood?
Oh man, the list is endless. For weapons, you've got the basics like spears and bows and arrows, literally the first long range tech humans had. Then you have clubs and shields for the close up fights. On the tool side, think of things like hammers, handles for stone axes, and plows for farming. It's kind of crazy that a tree could be turned into both a way to hunt dinner and a way to grow a whole field of crops. You want to know about any specific kind of weapon, or should we keep moving?
Okay, I think so. We move. Next question. Why was wood important for transportation?
Because it basically unlocked the world. Before wood, you were limited to where you could walk, but once people figured out how to carve logs into canoes and then build massive ships, the ocean stopped being a wall and became a highway. They could trade, explore, and connect with people thousands of miles away. And on land, the wooden wheel is probably the biggest game changer in history. It turned the struggle to drag things into a smooth ride. That's a huge jump in efficiency. You know what I'm saying? What else you got on that list?
Okay, my next question. How did wood help people to build homes and shelters?
It was the ultimate building block. I mean, think about it. Wood is the perfect balance of strong and flexible. Early humans used heavy logs for the foundation and walls to keep out the wind and predators, and then lighter branches and leaves for the roof to keep the rain off. It's basically the original modular home. You just gather what you need and stack it up. Very cool, right? What's the next one on your list?
Okay, my next question with you is that how did wood contribute to our agriculture and farming?
It was a total power move for farming. First off, the plow. Before that, people were basically scratching the dirt with sticks. Once they had sturdy wooden plows, they could actually turn the soil, which meant they could grow way more food with way less effort. Then you've got things like fences to keep animals in and wagons to move the harvest from the field to the village. It basically turned farming from a struggle into a real industry. You want to keep rolling through your questions?
Okay, so my next question with you is that what role did wood play in cooking and keep people warm?
That's where it all starts. Wood was basically the original battery. Without it, you've got no fire. No fire means no heat to survive the winter and no way to cook food, which is a huge deal because cooked food is way easier for our bodies to digest and keep us healthy. It's the difference between shivering in a cave and actually having a cozy home base. Pretty basic, but it's the foundation of everything. What else you got?
Okay, how did the use of wood help civilization grow and develop?
It basically acted as the catalyst for everything. When you have a material that lets you build bigger houses, faster ships, and better farms, you stop just surviving and start actually thriving. It allowed people to settle in one place, create permanent cities, and trade with strangers. That's how you get specialized jobs like artists or engineers, because not everyone had to spend every second just looking for food. It turned small groups of people into actual societies. Very cool to think about, right? What's the next one on your list?
The next question is which famous historical structure were built mainly from wood?
Oh, there are some wild ones. If you look at the Vikings, their longships were basically masterpieces of wooden engineering. Then you've got the Horiji Temple in Japan. It's one of the oldest wooden buildings in the world, and it's still standing. Even the early versions of the Great Wall of China had some wooden fortifications before they went all in on stone. It's crazy how some of these things survived the elements for so long. You want to know about any other old school buildings, or you got more on that list?
Okay, what are the advantage and disadvantage of wood to be
Pros and cons, got it. The big advantage is definitely how easy it is to work with. It's flexible, lightweight, and as we talked about, it's basically everywhere. You can build something fast without needing a whole factory. But the downside, fire, obviously. One spark and your whole village is toast. Plus, bugs and rot can eat away at it over time, which is why so many ancient wooden cities are just gone now. I want to dive into any other materials for comparison, or you've got more on your list?
what we can do to protect forests while still using the wood?
That's the $1 million question right there. Basically, it all comes down to sustainable forestry. Instead of just clear cutting everything in sight, we do things like selective logging, where you only take the trees that are ready and leave the rest of the ecosystem intact. Then there's reforestation, which is just the simple rule of planting a new tree for every one you cut down. It's like keeping a bank account. You can't keep withdrawing without making a deposit, or you're going to hit zero. Very cool to see you thinking about the future of the planet while we're talking about the past. Got any more on that list, or did we hit the end?
What can we do to protect the forest while still using wood?
I think we're on the same page here. Like I was saying, it's all about that balance. Selective logging is a huge part of it, just picking the right trees instead of wiping out a whole area. And obviously planting new ones to replace what we take. It's basically just making sure the forest can keep up with us. You want to dive deeper into how that works, or are we all set with your list?
Okay, my next question is that how is wood used in modern industries and technology?
It's actually still everywhere, just in a more evolved way. We're not just building log cabins anymore. We've got engineered wood, like plywood and cross laminated timber that's strong enough to build actual skyscrapers now. Then you've got the tech side, like cellulose from wood pulp used in everything from paper to some kinds of bioplastics. It's pretty wild that the same stuff early humans used for spears is now helping us make sustainable packaging. You still got more on that list, or was that the final one?
Okay, how is wood used in modern industries and technology?
We're hitting a bit of a loop here. I just mentioned how we've gone from log cabins to engineered wood for skyscrapers and bioplastics from wood pulp. It's like wood got a massive software update. You want to explore one of those more, or do you have a brand new question for me?
Okay, my next question with you is that why is suitable forestry important?
Because it's basically an insurance policy for the planet. If you just take and take without giving back, you end up with a wasteland. Sustainable forestry makes sure we have a steady supply of wood for the future while keeping the air clean and the animals happy. It's all about not killing the goose that lays the golden eggs. You know what I'm saying? Do you have more questions on this or are we moving to a new topic?
Okay, my next question with you is that if wood had never existed, how might human civilization have been different?
Now, that is a wild thought experiment. Honestly, we'd be in a completely different universe. Without wood, we wouldn't have had fire for a long time, which means no cooked food and a much harder time surviving the cold. We probably would have had to master stone and clay way faster just to have a place to sleep. And forget about the age of discovery, no ships means people stay on their own continents. We might have stayed as small, isolated groups for thousands of years longer. It's kind of scary to think how much we owe to a few trees, right? That's a deep one. Is that the last question on your list?
My next question with you is that which type of trees provide the best quality wood and why?
It really depends on what you're trying to build. For the heavy lifting, you want hardwoods like oak or mahogany. They're dense and tough, which is why they're the go to for high end furniture or ships that need to take a beating. Then you've got softwoods like pine or cedar. They grow way faster and are much easier to work with, so they're perfect for framing houses. It's basically a trade off between built to last a century and built fast and efficient. You want to know about any specific types of trees, or is there more on that list?
Okay, my next question with you is that how does wood compare with modern building material like steel and concrete?
So, total clash of styles. Steel and concrete are the heavy hitters. They're incredibly strong, can reach heights wood just can't touch without some serious engineering. They're also way more fire resistant, which solves that big problem we talked about earlier. But wood has the edge when it comes to the planet. Concrete production actually puts out a ton of CO2, while trees basically suck it out of the air while they're growing. Plus, wood has a warmth and a vibe that steel just doesn't have. You don't see people saying a concrete wall feels cozy. You know what I'm saying? Do you have more on your list, or are we wrapping up the wood deep dive?
Yes, I have more question on my list. My next question is you is that what are some eco-friendly alternative to excessive wood use?
Now we're talking about the future. Why one of the biggest ones right now is bamboo. It's technically a grass, not a tree, and it grows so fast it's basically on steroids. You can harvest it way more often than a regular forest without ruining the land. Then you've got things like hemp and recycled plastics or even mushroom-based materials. Mycology is getting wild. Some people are even using compressed agricultural waste like straw or husks to make building boards. It's all about finding stuff that doesn't take 100 years to grow back. Does any of that sound like something you actually use or you got more on that list?
Yes, your last question is that in one sentence, why do you think wood is called the backbone of early civilization?
Coming in for the landing. I love it because wood provided the essential foundation for everything from fire and shelter to transport and farming, literally enabling humans to stop just surviving and start building a world. That was a killer list. You really covered all the bases. How'd that feel for you?
Okay, thank you so much everyone for giving us your important time. We come back in next video. Allah Hafiz.